4 years ago, I lost 60 pounds in 3 months. And recently, after losing 18 extra pounds, I realized that there are certain key aspects that people who lose weight have in common. So today, I'm here to tell you exactly what these aspects are and how you can apply those characteristics to actually lose weight. But first of all, I must tell you that it's not a specific diet, like a carnivore diet or a low carb diet or a superfood that it's going to make you lose weight. It's not even a specific workout plan. And it's not a medication neither, like Ozempic. Sure, some people have enough money for it and they're willing to deal with the consequences in order to lose weight. But today, I'm really talking about ordinary people, just like you and me. People who aren't wealthy, people who have regular lives and regular jobs, and still they manage to lose weight successfully, see constant results, and keep the pounds off for good. But do you know what all of these successful people have in common? They have posture. Having the right posture is what makes you lose weight. And I had to make this disclaimer because there are still so many people who believe that chasing after a specific crazy diet or workout plan will lead them to lose weight effectively. And it just won't. So, the first aspect that people who lose weight have in common is that they keep their word. And this has much more to do with being firm and really keeping up with the things that you say that you'll do. So when they make a decision, they stand by it. These are the type of people who aren't tired. They're tired of trying and failing, and they're tired of neglecting themselves. And they say, you know what? That's it. I can't take this anymore. And they really mean it. You know why? Because you're tired of not being able to do basic things like tying up your shoes without struggling or walking a little bit faster for 5 minutes without feeling out of breath. So they make a decision to change and they do what needs to be done. And the second aspect that people who lose weight have in common is that they don't negotiate with themselves. Oh, I know I said that I would quit sugar, but I had such a hard time today, so I really want some cookies. You see, this is not something that you'll hear a person who's successful at weight loss saying on a regular basis. Because they know that hard days are part of life. And if they keep using it as an excuse to eat wherever they want, it will soon become a rule and not an exception. And this happened to me at the beginning of my weight loss journey. I started to make so many excuses for eating junk food that I just stopped seeing results on my body. But thankfully, I realized very soon that I had to stop negotiating with myself if I really wanted to see the pounds dropping off on the scale. The third aspect is that people who lose weight are diligent. This is a word that we don't hear very often, but it can perfectly describe people who are successful at weight loss. They are diligent, which means that they're not lazy about it. They do what has to be done and they do it well. Even when they're tired, even when it's difficult, even when they don't have the ideal circumstances. You know why? Because they're not a kid, they're not a child, they're mature, so they face their challenges rationally instead of listening to their emotions. So you won't hear a diligent person saying, oh, I just don't feel like working out today, because they work out despite the way they feel. They even overcome their genetics, which is something that can fight against you. But so many people like to use it as an excuse to not even try or to not do the things that they know that they need to do. So the diligent person is responsible for themselves and they own their actions, which says a lot about their attitude. If you become a diligent person, you will lose weight. It doesn't matter what diet you're following or your workout plan, just be diligent. But don't do the bare minimum expecting maximum results. Of course, doing the bare minimum is better than doing nothing. But the bare minimum should really be reserved for when you don't have the means to do more or to do better. If you have the means to do more, but you're just doing the bare minimum, that's just laziness and lack of commitment. And guess what? You just won't see great results. So, if you're just eating one healthy meal a day and only working out 2 times per week for 30 minutes, How many pounds do you really expect to lose by the end of the month? You can't fool yourself. You have to be aligned with reality and be responsible for your own actions. And diligent people, they know that. And that's why they lose weight. This aspect of being diligent also ties up with another aspect that many people who lose weight have in common. So the fourth aspect is that they stay active, so they don't give way to boredom. And I'm not talking about exercise here, even though it is perfectly applicable in this case. But what I really mean is that they are people who often keep busy. And let me tell you that one of the worst mistakes that you can do when you're trying to lose weight is allowing yourself to be bored. Because when you're bored, your mind will most likely go exactly to the thing that you're craving, which, if you're on a diet, it's most likely food. So, people who lose weight successfully know that one of the best ways for dealing with food cravings or food noise is to get active, do something, get outside, get a hobby, go meet up with someone. But don't allow yourself to just do nothing. Or else, the next thing you know, you're grabbing that chocolate that you were saving for a special occasion. Now, the fifth aspect that people who lose weight have in common is that they don't rely on motivation. They know that motivation comes and goes. So they know that they can't rely on it to make things happen all the time. So they create systems that allows them to do what has to be done without thinking twice. They don't wait for motivation to eat healthy. So they meal plan their meals for the week. So they know that whenever they're hungry, they have a home cooked healthy meal that they can rely on. They don't expect to be motivated to work out every day. So they leave their workout clothes next to their bed so they can get dressed first thing in the morning and just do their workout. I talk more about how to create systems to help you lose weight on my video about how the book Atomic Habits can help you lose weight. You can watch it next if you want. So, those were the five aspects that people who successfully lose weight have in common. But I saved a bonus one for the end. And this one is definitely the most powerful one. Because if you apply this to your life, you can be successful not only at weight loss, but at anything you want. So, the sixth aspect that people who lose weight have in common is that they don't make excuses. So, they don't give excuses like, oh, I can't lose weight because of my husband, or I can't lose weight because of my kids, or because of my job, or because I don't have money. They just don't complain about their circumstances, and they don't blame other people for their failures. They find a way to make it happen, and they find solutions, not excuses. I'm sure you know someone who's always complaining about their lives, and when you give them a solution, they immediately bring up a difficulty. So the person just keeps stuck on the problem. And there are many people who are attached to their problems. They're attached to being overweight or they're attached to being obese. Because sometimes being that way allows them to have attention from others around them. They like to play victim because they want other people to feel sorry for them, or they want other people to say, oh, you don't have to change, you're good just the way you are. And you know what? There's people who truly need help because they're battling obesity and they're doing everything they can and still they're not seeing results. Those people are the ones who actually need professional help. And they might not be there yet, but they're truly working on it. And with the right help and the right approach, they're going to lose weight. Because weight loss is about your posture and your commitment to change. And if that's your case, I am telling you that you will lose weight. If you keep going, you will find solutions and you will get results. But if you just sit around and do nothing, nothing will change. It's not about diet, it's not about medicine, it's about posture. Those who lose weight are the ones who take the process seriously. All right, so those were the common points about people who actually lose weight. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos on this topic. I hope that this video blessed you and inspired you. I'll see you in the next one.